There she goes. And boom, she's down. Boy, she's a heavy girl. 116,000 miles on the odometer. Look at this big touchscreen, or sorry, touchscreen, right? She fired right up. It runs, it drives, it's got all its bumpers. Look at that Supercharged emblem right there. Here goes nothing, man. Look, it's beeping. It's like, dude, you're running me into the ground here. Now, the main thing you got to be aware of on these is timing chain issues. Timing chains on these will start slapping and rattling and clanking, making all kinds of noise. And a little less problematic is the supercharger coupler will sit here and make like a knocking noise, like a knock, 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 knock. There's no knocking noise. And other than fuel injection, I don't hear anything. Listen to how quiet she is. The cooling fan is on. I see some marks on the struts here. Looks like somebody had the front struts replaced. You can see where new bolts had been put on. Here looks like a relatively new battery. This is sweet though, man. This is, there we go. Look, you got a little armrest right here. She's really clean. Let's go take her for a quick spin. We're doing almost 45 miles an hour. She's solid. The brakes feel good. The steering wheel is straight. No funny noises or anything. Let's give it its first real pull. Are you ready? Woo! Wow! It shifts through all the gears. I think we burned 1/4 of a tank on that pull. Temperature gauge looks good. Everything seems to be solid thus far, guys. It legit doesn't have any mechanical problems that I can tell of at this moment in time. Let's throw some fuel in this bad boy, man. All right, let's see what 91 octane non-ethanol. Let's let her run and see where she ends at. Well, she ended at 19 gallons, $71. I'm waiting, believe me, I'm waiting. I know you guys are too. Everybody's waiting. You're waiting to see something go wrong. Hey, so am I. But so far, you can't fault this thing, man. I just found a slew of receipts, and I took the time to go through them because I wanted to show you what these receipts say. Most notably, both front air suspension shocks were just replaced brand new. Over $2,000 just in the front shocks. The battery is new. The transfer case recently went out in 2020. The vehicle lost all gears. So it's got a new transfer case as well. Plenty of receipts for new front and rear brakes, rotors, tires, regular oil changes. The oldest receipt I found goes back to 2016. This thing has been very, very well maintained, guys. So coming back here, like this gives you an idea of the level of love they had for this thing, right? This is a genuine Jaguar part. You know what part this is? It's the gas cap, and this was also just replaced. They didn't go to AutoZone, all right? They went factory with it. Now, we'll start out by taking a look under here. Oh, let's see what we got. Whoa, big mama. That thing is huge. That is a Pirelli Scorpion Zero. That is a massive, massive tire. You've got your jack handle. You got your ginormous jack back here. All right. And I was wondering a minute ago, like, I see DVD players all over this thing, but where did the DVDs go? So I started poking around, and back here, I found this. Door must be closed prior to operation. It is a 6-disc DVD changer. And then, of course, you've got amplifiers and other miscellaneous stuff over here. You close this, and you come over here. What's over here? Let's see. Oh, we've got lots of electronics. We probably want to stay out of there. In fact, let's close that back up. I think we should avoid that area. We got a little cubby hole over here. I don't know what that is exactly. And then I think this right here actually opens as well. Let's see what's under here. We have, what is this? It's sealed. It's a genuine Land Rover. Should we open it? I almost feel bad opening it because it's been sealed for so long. Urgh. Oh, heck, we might not even be able to open it. Good night. Oh, wow. What is this? There's a battery in it. What is this? This goes in the center console. I saw a thing in the center console, I think in the back seat, to plug this in. Okay. This is your rear seat entertainment system. Now, I can't get it to latch all the way down in there, but this has never been used before. And I believe you can play different shows, different DVDs on each individual headrest. All right, so what this is a remote control. Unfortunately, it won't stay seated in there unless maybe if I close this, does that? I don't think that seats it. It's supposed to charge up. And then you got an infrared blaster right there, and you just point it, and you can turn on. You can go home. You can select which screen, left screen, right screen. You can go through the menus, and you can play everything individually from this remote control. So now, another thing I found up here is a 6-disc Clarion CD changer. Of course, there's nothing in it. Nobody uses CDs or really DVDs anymore, but it's there. Sounds like it still works. How cool is that? Then you got your bottom glove box right here. You still got your original books and everything that go with it. And then I guess your range selector is here. This is for roads. That would be, probably got to put it in neutral, low range, and that should light up. Bingo, we're in low gear right now. So there it is. Yes, sir. HDC on. We have differential lock. Look at that. This stuff works, man. This, I guess, just raises and lowers the vehicle. I think it's as high as it'll allow you to go. I think it's only got like 2 settings, here and here, and then that's for when it's locked. Hill descent control is active. Let's get out and take a look at the wheels and see how high she is off the ground. Well, honestly, that's not that bad. I mean, it is fairly high off the ground, but nothing crazy in my opinion. Wow, okay. Okay, well, the front is a bit off the ground there, yeah. There's just so many buttons to push in this thing. It's so much fun. I mean, take a look at the heater and air conditioner. And it all works. It all works. The air conditioning is ice cold. You've got your little display here for, you know, navigation, which it does have. Navigation works. You've got your 4-wheel drive mode. Rear entertainment. Yeah. You can turn these on. Let's go back there and have a look. Let's see if they work. Not that anybody uses DVDs anymore, but I mean, you do have auxiliary. It does. It does. No disc. 6 DVD and 6 DVD. And of course, you can always plug in your stuff down here. So I've left it sitting here running for about 30 minutes while I've been sitting here playing with all the buttons, trying to figure out how all of this works so I can show you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up. I'm going to put it in park. We're going to go out there and look at the driveway and see if she's got any leaks. Oh no. I knew it was too good to be true. The dang thing is dumping stuff all over the concrete. Man. Moment of truth. Just kidding, guys. This is all water. It's from the air conditioning. Did I scare you? Gotcha. So I guess while we're on the subject of leaking, why don't we crawl underneath and have a peek? Does that do any good? There's the transmission, I think. Somewhere up there. I don't see anything out of the ordinary under here at all. Boy, those wheels are dirty, though. Even the car wash couldn't get them completely clean. Man. Turn on the headlights. Make sure they work. Oh, look at those bad boys, would you? Man, she moves, guys. I'm telling you, for a big, heavy SUV, this damn thing gets it, man. It blows my mind how quick this thing is. Your horn is right here, too, which is a little weird. The cruise control, listen to me. Everything works. Everything works on this. What do I do with this? I could go to the bank right now and I could borrow way more money than I paid for it. $64.75 out the door. After fees, winning bid was $5,800. My bank would loan me $10,000 on this all day long without blinking. I could get my money back plus some at an extremely low interest rate and just drive it until eventually it blows up so catastrophically that it's not worth salvaging anymore. Or I could sell it. I could send it through Insurance Auto Auctions. We could let it go and let somebody else enjoy it. Honestly, I'm torn. I don't need this. I have no real use for it. It would be about as useful as the Jeep that never got used to do any of the stuff that I bought it for. So I don't really see the point in holding on to it